challenged his ability. He challenged his ability. He wanted him to get out of trusting God and trusting in something else. He wanted him to operate out of season. A lot of times we don't want to serve God because we think that we can do better on our own. Jesus had to pass this test. He had to pass this test. The next thing he challenged was his identity. He said, throw yourself down and the angels will come and get you. He wanted to deal with him and make him come out of season. He wanted to deal with his identity. Like, you ain't doing it. You know how people try to make you do stuff? You ain't doing it because you really can't do it. You ain't the one. Throw yourself down and see if they come get you. Somebody said you got to be secure in who God made you. When you're secure in who God made you, you ain't got to prove something to anybody about what you can do and what you can't do. You find men all the time. See, men don't pass this test because they're always competing with each other instead of loving each other.
Yeah.
You wear this next week, I'm wearing that. You get this phone, that's next week, I'm gonna have this phone. You show this much money, next week, I'm gonna have this much money. Somebody said, that's because we don't know who we are. And then he took him up to a high place and said, I'm gonna give you all of this. I'm gonna show you, took him up to a place, I'm gonna give you all of this if you bow down and worship me. The third thing he challenged was his ability to worship. You see men struggling with these key areas: trusting God, identity, and their ability to worship. All the things Jesus had to deal with at 30 years old, the number of maturity, manhood, before he started his ministry. He had to qualify for the right to rule, to be the example, to conquer hell, death, and the grave. He had to deal. Listen, it's just like this. Do you think it was, why do you think he had to use the word and he couldn't use his own information?
Yeah.
Because even though he was 100% God and 100% man, he still knew the man in him. This was a hard opportunity to pass up.
Yeah.
Why do you think you see so many superstars out here? They didn't gave up. They didn't gave up their right to rule spiritual things. They want it from the world. They want the accolades from the world. They want the accolades from the secular environment. They want to worship cars. They want to worship money. Why do you think men have a problem coming to church, lifting up their hands? And we made it a female thing, and we wonder why we struggle with our right to rule in our own home. You know why the number one reason most men put their hands on a woman? Because they can't figure out how to make her follow me. It ain't just frustration because he's violent. I grew up in a home just like this. And my dad's number one frustration with my mom was he could not figure out how to just make her do what he wanted. My mom was intelligent. Like the average woman is intelligent. Why should I follow you? You can't talk, you can't pray, you can't give. The only thing you communicate with is anger. How you gonna rule me and you're not sensitive over the family?
Yo, man, how you doing? I hope that bless you. It's blessing me on my morning, you know, my ride to class, man. I'm getting blessed with the word. Bishop Cook over there, Real Believers on Fremont, man. He told the word up. If you a man, you need to hear some of this word, man, because every man needs to grow in their spirit, like he said, in your identity, in your worship, and then you're trusting in God. Have a blessed day. I know my day is gonna be blessed. Look how beautiful that is, boy. Woo!